Want to make any woman obsessed with you? Start by understanding the power of her mind. If you think winning a woman over is just about luck, money, or looks, you're on the wrong path. The real power lies in psychology, in the way you connect with her, not physically, but mentally. Do you want her to think about you all day? To feel an almost obsessive desire? Then get ready. Because I am going to show you 7 psychological tricks that can transform an ordinary man into someone absolutely irresistible. This isn't magic. It's science, it's strategy, and the best part, any man can learn it. But a warning, these tricks aren't for lazy or timid men. They're for those who want to master the game of love, turn the tables, and become the guy no woman can forget. Let's start this transformation right now. The power of active listening. The secret to being unforgettable. Think about it. How often do you really listen to what a woman says? Not just hear her words, but truly pay attention to the details, the feelings behind them. Or are you just waiting for your turn to talk, preparing your next line? Active listening is the first step to creating a deep connection. The kind that makes her heart beat faster just from your presence. When you practice active listening, you show her that you value what she feels, thinks, and experiences. And that is incredibly powerful. Here's the psychological trick. The human brain loves to be understood. When someone feels truly heard, their brain releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and reward. She will associate your presence and voice with positive, addictive feelings. But listening isn't enough. You must show that you're paying attention. Ask questions that go deeper than the surface. Paraphrase what she says to show you understand. Show genuine interest. Real example, if she tells you about a problem at work, you could just say, "That's rough." Or you could say, "It sounds like that situation really frustrated you. What do you think could improve there?" This difference creates an invisible bond, a trust that can't be bought, only earned. Why active listening is a secret weapon in today's fast-paced world. Everyone talks too much and listens too little. When you truly listen, you stand out as a rare oasis of attention and care. And attention is the most valuable currency in any relationship. Think about it. How often has a woman felt ignored or misunderstood? How often has she tried to speak and was interrupted or dismissed? By being the man who offers that safe space to speak, you become more than just a boyfriend. You become a real partner, someone she can fully trust. How to listen effectively. Eye contact. Not the "I'm here because I have to be kind," but the genuine "I want to know what you have to say." Open body language. Avoid crossing your arms, looking at your phone, or checking the clock. Your body should invite conversation. Verbal feedback. Small cues like I see, or really. Show you're connected. Paraphrasing. Repeat important points in your own words to confirm understanding. Practical example. She says she had a rough day at work. Instead of, "It'll get better tomorrow," say, "It sounds like today was really tough for you. I want to understand better." Or just listen if you need to vent. Notice the difference. Exercise to apply today. In your next conversation, practice active listening. Avoid interrupting. Ask at least one deep question. Paraphrase her words to show understanding. Observe her reaction. She will likely open up more and feel closer. The power of empathy. Listening is a two-way street. It's not enough to hear words. You must feel what's behind them. Empathy is what makes your listening truly valuable. When you show you understand not just what she says, but what she feels, you create a deep emotional bond beyond the physical. Common mistakes to avoid. Interrupting to give advice immediately. Sometimes she just wants to be heard. Minimizing her feelings. Phrases like "it's not that bad" or "you overreacting" kill trust. Switching the topic to yourself. Keep the focus on her. Mission. For 1 week, spend at least 15 minutes per day in a conversation where your focus is entirely on her. No distractions, no judgments, just genuine listening. Then observe how the relationship changes. Connection grows stronger, trust increases, desire intensifies. The science behind active listening. Neuroscience studies show that when a person feels truly heard, their brain releases oxytocin, the love hormone. This strengthens emotional bonds, boosts trust, and creates emotional safety. Active listening also activates the brain's reward system, making her associate your presence with pleasant, positive moments. In short, the better you listen, the more addictive you become. Active listening equals emotional intelligence. Mastering active listening develops your emotional intelligence. You learn to identify not just what she says, but what she feels, and respond in ways that make her feel understood and valued. This involves emotional self-control. Don't react with judgment or defensiveness. Deep empathy. Step into her shoes without losing your identity. Effective nonverbal communication. Show you're present with body language and gaze. Turning conflicts into connection. Instead of arguing, active listening can disarm tensions. When she feels you genuinely want to understand her, even during tough moments, the relationship strengthens. Example, during a disagreement about daily issues, instead of responding defensively, say, "Help me understand how you're feeling. I want to hear your side." This simple act can change the course of the conversation and prevent deep wounds. Real-life transformation. Carlos used to fight a lot with his girlfriend because he thought she exaggerated complaints. When he learned active listening, he focused on what she said and felt. The result: fights decreased, closeness increased, and desire returned with full force. Bonus tip: active listening is also seduction. Women quickly notice when a man is genuinely interested. Active listening creates an aura of respect and admiration that is impossible to ignore. You become not just someone to love, but someone to admire deeply. How active listening builds true trust. Trust doesn't appear out of nowhere. It grows from small, consistent acts, and active listening is one of them. When a woman realizes you really hear her and value what she says, trust naturally deepens, and trust is the fertile ground where love, desire, and intimacy flourish. If you want to be unforgettable, be the man who listens, understands, and respects without judgment. What to avoid? Talking too much about yourself. Don't make it a monologue. Judging or criticizing. Respect her feelings, even if you disagree. Impatience kills interest instantly. Advanced exercise. During a conversation, practice the emotional mirror. Repeat the emotion she shows before responding. Example, she says, "I'm exhausted, work is chaos." You respond, "It seems like you're really overwhelmed and it's weighing heavily on you." She will feel deeply understood, far beyond words. Active listening is the foundation for the next psychological tricks. Without true listening, the other tricks lose power because they depend on genuine emotional connection. This is the first part of the adaptation. To keep readability and pacing for a YouTube video, it's best to break the full script into segments, each covering 1 to 2 tricks per video if needed. I can now complete the full 7-trick adaptation in Fluent. Engaging English with all practical examples, exercises, and call to action sections so it's ready for a complete video script. 7 psychological tricks to make any woman obsessed with you. If you think winning a woman's heart is all about luck, money, or looks, you're wrong. The real secret lies in psychology, in understanding how to connect not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Do you want her to think about you constantly? To feel a magnetic pull toward you that she can't explain? Then listen closely, because I'm going to reveal 7 powerful psychological tricks that can make you unforgettable. This isn't magic, it's science. And once you apply these techniques, you'll notice a shift. She'll see you differently. Not as just another guy, but as the man she can't stop thinking about. But remember, these tricks aren't for men who settle. They're for men who are ready to rise above the average and become truly irresistible. Let's begin. Trick 1. Active listening. The foundation of desire. We already covered most of this above, shortened here to keep flow. Women don't just want to be heard, they want to be understood. When you practice active listening, you trigger the release of dopamine and oxytocin, the very chemicals of pleasure and bonding. The key is simple. Stop waiting for your turn to talk. Start listening with full presence. Ask deeper questions, repeat her feelings in your own words, and show you actually care. When she feels heard, she will feel drawn to you irresistibly. Trick 2. The scarcity principle. Don't always be available. Psychology shows us that people value what is rare and difficult to obtain. If you're always available, always texting back instantly, always saying yes, she will start taking you for granted. But if you create just the right amount of space, you trigger something powerful, her curiosity and desire. When you occasionally pull back, she starts to wonder, where is he? What's he doing? Why isn't he chasing me like everyone else? This mystery creates tension, and tension creates attraction. How to apply? Don't reply to every message instantly. Be polite, but don't overshare. Show you have a life of your own. Goals, friends, passions. When she realizes you're not desperate, you suddenly become valuable and rare. Trick 3. The power of anchoring emotions. One of the strongest psychological techniques is called anchoring. It means associating your presence with positive emotions. Think about it. If every time she laughs, feels excited, or experiences joy, you're there. Her brain will connect you to that feeling. Over time, she won't just want you, she'll crave you. How to apply? Take her to places that create fun and excitement. Concerts, adventures, new experiences. Be playful and humorous. Laughter is one of the fastest anchors to attraction. Celebrate small wins with her, so she associates you with encouragement and joy. The brain doesn't just remember events, it remembers who was there when emotions peaked. Be that person. Trick 4. The push-pull technique. Create emotional waves. Love and attraction thrive on contrast. If you're always predictable, always the same, the spark fades. The push-pull technique creates emotional waves that keep her engaged. Push. Create a small challenge, a playful tease, a moment of mystery. Pull. Immediately reward with affection, attention, or warmth. Example, you might jokingly say, "Wow, you're trouble." Push. Then smile and touch her hand, saying, "But I like that about you." Pull. This roller coaster of emotions makes the brain release dopamine, the same chemical linked to addictive behavior. That's why she keeps wanting more. Trick 5. The power of silence. Speak less, impact more. Most men think they need to constantly talk to impress, but silence, when used correctly, is magnetic. Why? Because silence creates tension. And tension creates anticipation. When you pause before answering, when you hold eye contact without rushing, when you let her words linger before you respond, you signal confidence, mystery, and control. Psychology proves that people fill silence with meaning. So when you use it strategically, she projects value and strength onto you. Remember, the man who speaks less often holds more power when he does speak. Trick 6. Create emotional exclusivity. Here's the truth. A woman may meet dozens of men, but she will only obsess over the one who makes her feel something unique. You must create moments and secrets that belong only to the two of you. Private jokes, shared experiences, personal rituals. When she feels like she shares something with you that no one else has, you become irreplaceable. How to apply? Give her a playful nickname only you use. Create traditions, like a song, a gesture, or a phrase that only you share. Protect her secrets and trust. This builds emotional intimacy stronger than physical attraction. Exclusivity builds the foundation of obsession. Trick 7. Purpose and direction. Be the man she can respect at the end of the day. Attraction isn't just about tricks, it's about who you are. Women are drawn to men with purpose, passion, and direction. If your life has no mission, no goals, no fire, she won't feel magnetized. But if you live with vision, discipline, and drive, she will admire you. And admiration is the deepest root of desire. Your purpose makes you stand out. It shows you're not dependent on her for happiness. You're already fulfilled, and she wants to be part of that journey. Conclusion. Becoming irresistible. These 7 psychological tricks aren't about manipulation. They're about becoming the best version of yourself. While unlocking the science of attraction, listen deeply. Be scarce, not desperate. Anchor emotions. Play with push and pull. Use silence with confidence. Create emotional exclusivity. Live with purpose. When you master these, you won't just attract women. You'll keep them intrigued, loyal, and passionately connected to you. Call to action if you found these secrets powerful. Don't keep them to yourself. Hit the like button to support the channel. Subscribe so you never miss the next video with even deeper insights into psychology, attraction, and relationships. And share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Because transformation begins with knowledge. Remember, it's not about tricks. It's about becoming unforgettable. And your journey starts now.